Good morning, everyone. My name is Anderson Ramirez, and today I'm going to present the e-marketing strategies for Airbnb and Rakuten. So first of all, I want to introduce these two companies. Airbnb is an online marketplace, and they rent the properties for guests. It can be properties or spare rooms or individual rooms. They have a lot of options, multiple options. Airbnb get a percentage of commission from the host, and that's the 3% from host, and depends of the services, of the accommodations. They charge from West the 6% to 12% of their fee. They have multiple options like share rooms, entire houses, and they can choose a lot houses with swimming pools, with washing machines, and in their website they have photos of the properties and photos of the host and guests as well. On the other hand, Rakuten, this is the biggest e-commerce site in Japan. This is a really huge company at this moment. Is also that this company also gets a percentage of commissions, depends on the products from the clients that they promote their products. They offer to their customers a shopping experience. So it's not just sell the product and that's it. No, they really want that the customer have a shopping experience when the clients go to their site. At the moment, they have 100 million users in 29 countries. So it's a really huge company. Actually, it's like the competence for Amazon and Alibaba from China. Okay, this is for me I found these three e-marketing strategies for Airbnb. So I would like to explain to you because it's really interesting. The first one, they focus in influencers and social stars. So how they came out with this idea? In 2015, they organized a floating house advertising, and they invited to event journalists, bloggers, YouTube star, Instagram star. Is people that have a really a lot of power in the social media. So what they do, what Airbnb did at that step, they created a hashtag, and all of that people started to post with that hashtag in their social media, and they create at that moment 340 publications on their social media, and these publications provoked 70,000 page views on Airbnb, 10,000 new users for Airbnb, and more than 200 million social reactions. So it was a really huge strategy that Airbnb did at that moment. The second one is personalization. This is really important for Airbnb because I found and I experienced that because I opened the website of Airbnb in incognito mode, and it's really totally different if you open in your browser as a normal user. So they personalize the homepage, the website, especially for you, especially about your likes and dislikes. If you have used Airbnb before, they personalize about about the experience that you had before. So that's another very good strategy. And the last one that I want to explain to you today is the Google search ads. So they have banner ad campaigns with image of real apartments and rooms. So they don't have just like letters or something about the description of the rooms and the properties. They use real pictures of their properties. Now I want to explain to you how Airbnb is making these kind of strategies in New Zealand and Australia. So in New Zealand, they are offering experience, not just properties. They are offering now in New Zealand experiences. So what kind of experiences are they offering? They are offering vineyard tours, and they are offering as well learning Maori customs. That's why they want that the foreign people knows the New Zealand culture, the Maori culture. So a part of the properties and their core business, they are offering as well experiences at the moment in New Zealand. Another point that they are doing in New Zealand now is opening new industries. So they are opening new industries like cleaners specializing in holiday rentals, shoppers who deliver easy to cook food for guests, and also photographers to take the photos, the pictures for their yes for the properties. The another one here in New Zealand, they are helping to cover the demand because there is a lack of properties in New Zealand, in some parts of New Zealand, especially when there are big events. For example, if there is a big concert in Dunedin, many people wants to go there, but there is a lack of accommodation. So that's why they are covering that demand, and they are helping to to the city, to the government to host that guest. On the other hand, in Australia, they are doing a brilliant idea. They had a deal with Qantas airline. That's a huge airline in Australia. Maybe it's the most popular in Australia. So this deal is about Qantas have airlines frequent flyer members. So now their members, the members of Qantas, can get Qantas points when they book a property in Airbnb. So for each dollar that they spend on Airbnb accommodation, they are gonna gain one Qantas point. So that's a very good idea for Airbnb in Australia. Another one, the name is Airbnb's Country Pubs Project. This is to ensure or to improve that local people from Australia goes to the regional areas and show them that there is something that they call blue hospitality. That blue hospitality is mainly in pubs, in the pubs of the country, of the regional areas, and they took 5 publicans to advertise to the people they directly and to show them what are the things that they can do in the pubs and around these pubs, and of course they can like public their sites, their pubs in Airbnb. The last one is Airbnb for work. This is a special functionality that Airbnb has at this moment, and some companies can book properties for yes when it's a business trip, especially for that. These are 2 cases when Airbnb did the things good, and another one that is not too good. So this is the successfully example that I want to explain you was in Cuba. So when the Obama's president was in the U.S., he was improving the relationship with Cuba. So before him, there were no American companies in Cuba. After that, they realized that the relationships was improving, so they started to go to Cuba and to open their business in Cuba. So they started to do as a really strong advertisement in the web and social media in Cuba. They expected to bring order, trust, growth, and of course, they always say we are gonna bring Americans to Cuba. Um, there is a really important point that the listings in Cuba grow from 1,000 to 2,600 in 5 months. So that was in Cuba. In Spain, they didn't realize about the laws, and they advertised on unlicensed properties, and they got a fine from the government of 600,000 euros of fine. Catalonia has many inspectors to check the properties, so they are always checking what are the licensed properties and what are not. This is the similarities and differences between Airbnb and Rakuten. So Airbnb makes a personalization based on likes and dislikes on people in social media and travel history. Rakuten also has a personalization, but it's based on the traffic patterns and the customer purchases. Both they have the link to social media. Here, of course, is to share experiences with hashtags, and here is to share their purchase, the products that the customers acquire. Airbnb has alliances with large companies like Qantas, for example, in Australia, and Rakuten sponsor a really big sport teams like to gain brand recognition in the world. Yes, in the world. Airbnb and Rakuten both have a really excellent customer service, both. Airbnb, in some cases, the communications strategies don't take account the laws, so like in the example of Spain. But Rakuten, they also always create different plans, different communication plans for different countries. This is some advantage and disadvantage that they have. So the personalization for Airbnb, they offer a better customer experience. That's an advantage, of course. Rakuten, the personalization is focused on better suggestions for customers, better product suggestions. Airbnb linked to social media. For me, that's a disadvantage because the customers, the clients, can share personal information like where they are, where they were in the holidays, and that can be like a disadvantage for me. Of course, Rakuten as well has the same, so for me it's a disadvantage at that point. Both have alliances with large companies, for me it's advantage, of course, an excellent customer. And here, of course, it's a disadvantage that Airbnb, in some cases, they don't take in account the laws in some countries. As a conclusion, these two companies run a totally different core business. It's totally different, but both have like really similar e-marketing strategies. They always have taken advantage of the opportunities that they have offered by the technology. But in the end, these two companies have managed to create an empire, or really big empires, using technologies as their base, and they will continue to do so with improvements in their marketing strategies. And at the end, this is my recommendations for each of these companies. So at the moment, there is artificial intelligence that these two companies can take. For example, in Airbnb, they can develop artificial intelligence to know the experience and the likes and dislikes that people have. Also in Rakuten, extended reality for Airbnb, they could use this technology to show to the customers, to the clients, to the potential customers, the videos are real, like a real experience, like interacting with some objects in the properties, also with the sounds of the properties. Maybe if Airbnb has a property in front of the beach, so the customer could hear could listen, yes, could hear the sound of the sea. So I think it's gonna be a good idea. For Rakuten, the voice recognition. So this works like, for example, if some customer says something about a product or something like that, the application or yes, the company could know that that customer is thinking about that product. Here in Airbnb, they should expand the associates companies that they have to just to expand their business. And also Rakuten already has a credit card for them, but I think that they should do different agreements in different countries to create more partners. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Very nice, Anderson. Very good. You, very visual. Very nice. I just have. I really like what you did with customizing it to the Australian and New Zealand market. That was very good. You drew from different references, but then you found examples for what they're doing in both New Zealand and Australia, which I think was very good. What do you? Can you just go back? You said there is something that said help cover demand.
In New Zealand, the last one.
Yes. Yeah. So with regards to that, how is that a strategy? Because that's their business model, isn't it? To balance the demand and to avoid people from probably going and booking hotels and to choose Airbnb accommodation. How did they help cover demand, especially during concerts and other things like that you mentioned?
Okay, yes, of course that's like the core business of Airbnb, but they specialize they like emphasize this point in New Zealand because New Zealand doesn't have like a lot of hotels, a lot of accommodation, especially in regional cities, in regional countries. So yes, in
You
regional
answered
cities.
my question.
So,
Yeah, you answered my question.
Yeah,
And
you mentioned.
recommendation on what basis? What is the basis of your recommendation?
Okay, the basis of my recommendations, this one you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I really based on the technology that is coming. So not in old technology, just in new technology. So I know that artificial intelligence is already like running a little bit, but it's not like developing as a whole. So they should
Use
take
that.
yeah, they should use that new technologies. I based really in new technology.
All right. So you're saying that they already use AI, but they could use it to a much better
Exactly.
Okay, fine. Yeah, because I know that both these companies use artificial intelligence, so that's why I thought I'll pop in the question.
Yeah,
so you're
yeah.
saying they're using it, but they need to enhance it and use it more, so that
Yeah,
they can
exactly. Because these technologies are under construction. Always are better and better.
Yeah, a very good point with the extend associates because Airbnb has limited associations with limited brands, so that could be one. Yep, I'm good.
That's it.
Thank
Good.
you.
Very nice.
Okay,
Thank you very
thanks.
much, Anderson.